Hey my lovelies, I'm here and I'm trying to do a normal video today even though I really don't like feel like it and everything. I might just choose to not, I don't know. But I really still want to stick to uploading a video every day because like I said before, it's like an accomplishment for me to look back on. This is going to be a short video and maybe that's what I need is I need to get to where I can make it short videos and stuff because I'm just talking about the same repetitive stuff and everything. But it's like my thoughts like have been really negative here lately, like really fucking bad. I ain't even gonna lie. And it's like I get on here and I try to stay positive and I'm not putting up a facade for people. I really do value, like I don't want to cry, but I really do value people even though it's like I hate people and I'm ashamed to be like a human being because people are just so cruel and mean for the most part, or selfish. Even if they're not mean and cruel, then they're just so selfish that they don't even like acknowledge other people struggling because they're so wrapped up in their own world and being narcissistic and stuff like that and everything. And that's like everybody has narcissistic tendencies. Somebody could get on here and be like, oh, you have narcissistic tendency because you're making videos, and because you're making them in the way that you're making them. You don't even care enough to edit them. You don't care enough to go through and do this, and you don't care enough for that and whatever, and so on and so forth. But it's like, this is the first thing, in all honesty, that like I'm going to try to fucking stick to. And I don't mean that like, oh, I've never stuck with anything. I have stuck with everything. I stuck with raising my daughter until my parents ripped her from me. I've stuck with my marriage and the fact that my husband will not divorce me. And I don't even know what the hell to think or make of that. I've never heard, like, I swear to God, I'm probably the only person that has been wanting a divorce, and supposedly he wants a divorce, and we have nothing, no assets, no children, no nothing to divide. We just need a fucking divorce, and he won't pay for it. And I've never had a way when I have had maybe the money, but then I've probably not even had the money, in all honesty, to pay for whatever the amount is for a divorce. But it's like, I've just never. And the thing is, too, is like, I'm so mad at myself. I'm mad at myself for marrying him. I honestly wish I could just erase that from my life because that has been one of the biggest mistakes that I feel like I made. I've tried to look at the positive and pull the positive out of it, but it has honestly crushed me so bad that I probably, like if it wasn't for my dad, even though he's a piece of shit, and the reason he got the dog for me is because he felt guilty for murdering my damn dog when I was 17. But he got me a puppy that year and my kid a puppy, which it was technically more my kid's dog, but because she was so young, the responsibilities were more on me, and that's Una, if you've watched my other videos. And I don't want to know, like, how my life would be without that dog because of that situation. And it's like, I've talked fondly of my husband. I've tried to talk good about him and be like, he was a provider. He provided for us. He paid the bills. We laughed, we giggled, we had good times. But then the bad times weren't worth the good. And the heartache that I went through, it wasn't worth it. And the heartache that my kid went through, and the way that it broke something inside of her, it wasn't worth it. And I can't rewind, and I can't get that back for her, and I can't get it back for me. I don't know if I'll ever be married again. I want to so bad. I hold my morals and my values very high. And I want that one person to grow old with. And I've wanted that one person to raise my kids with. And I've wanted more than just one kid. But life just fucking hates me. Life just really hates me. But anyways, no matter what, I'm going to try to stay true to me getting on here and making a video all the way up until the end of September. That way I can be like, I finally accomplished something that was solely, kind of for me. And that's the reason, I get on here is I don't want it to be all about me. But, I get that it is to a degree because it's me vlogging and everything. But I want other people to look at my videos and, be able to get something out of it. And I don't mean, picking on me and making fun of me and shit. But I mean, just, get something out of it. Something good. And then if they can't, then, just don't even watch them and let that be that and let that be the end of it and everything, But I've just been struggling. Oh, really bad the past few days. And granted, I started my new job. My leg's not fixed. My ankle's not fixed. My leg started going numb right before, and I'm sitting here beating myself up about going to the doctor, and I'm like, but I feel like I can't, it's like, I feel like I can't ask people for anything unless I'm on the verge of it being a life or death situation. Unless it's full desperation. And then whenever it's no, don't ever think that. And people tell me, no, don't ever think that. We'll always help you. We're here to help you if you need it. And so then I finally get relaxed enough that I'm like, maybe they are right. And maybe people are good. And maybe people are nice. And maybe I can ask for help. So then I try to ask for more because I need more help to get my life together. And it's usually nope, can't do it, or sorry, flaked out, or whoops, I'm sorry, I didn't remember what time, and all kinds of stuff like that. And so it's just always been very discouraging and disheartening, and there's part of me that's just do it yourself, Heather, just do it yourself, and when people ask you fucking questions about your life, why is your life so shitty? Or if my landlord's for instance, I've had this neighbor that's been taking my trash off and he's not home all the time. And I asked him last time he was home if he'd take my trash off. And he said, yeah, and he said he would. And that was 4 days ago and my trash is still out here. And granted, I could maybe ask the people that are close by if I could throw it in their dumpster. But then I'm going to feel obligated because I'm going to feel that's not the right thing to do, because the right thing to do supposedly is for me to have my trash and me to have a car and me to put my trash in my car and drive it to the dump. That is the politically correct way of doing things, or what the hell ever, if you can even say it's a political way, but it's just the correct way, we'll just say that, of doing it. Instead of asking for other people's help or taking it here or taking it there, and dropping it off at other little dumpsters instead of taking it to the landfill and everything. And landfill. Anyways. But instead of taking it there and I don't know. Or the dump, however you want to word it. But it's I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Just get up and do the shit yourself. When you get up and do the shit yourself and you get it all done yourself and everything, it's you'll feel so great whenever you've accomplished it by yourself, which I completely and totally get, because there are things that I have done completely by myself. Just like when I buried my miniature schnauzer. It took me 3 damn days to dig the fucking hole that I buried him in, and I pulled out a damn tree root that was bigger than my fucking arm, or about as big, or whatever. But hell, it was a lot longer and shit. It took me forever with a damn axe, because it was all the way down at the bottom of the fucking hole to get that son of a bitch out and everything. But I buried him all by myself, and that dog was buried like about 3.5, 4 foot in the damn ground, because he was my baby, and I wanted to make sure like he had a proper burial. And my dad, my whole life, ain't never even dug a damn hole that deep for any pet that we've ever buried. And I wanted it done my way, you know. But I could let the trash sit out here, pile up, and hope that I have enough money in the next month to get a car, and then just take off 2 months worth of trash. But with all my luck, the landlord's gonna come around, and so will the maintenance people, and they'll be like, why is there so much trash out here? You know, and just, you know, and that's when you're supposed to be hateful. You're supposed to, but you're supposed to stand up for yourself, and you're supposed to be like, well, I tried, and then that's when the suggestions come in. Well, why didn't you ask so-and-so for help? Well, why didn't you do this? Well, why didn't you? Because when you do, people flake. I have never known somebody to stick around. Everybody flakes on me. Everybody abandons me. Everybody. The only person that has not really flaked on me is my daughter, and that's only because it was like, hey, come over to our house. Hey, you like it better over here? Yeah. Hey, you know, come over again. You like it better over here? Yeah. And then like the whole manipulation that my mom does, because she's a narcissist, and I'm the scapegoat child still, and so she still wants to turn everybody against me, including my own kid. And it's not because even me and my husband, when we were together, we were talking about taking my niece from my sister, because my sister was constantly on the go and hardly ever had my niece with her. My niece was over at my parents' house. My parents were bitching about having to take care of her. I was done a stay-at-home mom with my kids, so why not have my niece over there? And my sister would have been able to come over and visit my niece any point in time that she wanted to. She would have been able to come over and get her and pick her up and let her spend the night any point in time that she wanted to, as long as when my niece was going, that she wasn't coming back screaming and crying, because it was horrible over there. Now, if she's screaming and crying because she wants to be back with her mama, then hey, go over there and stay until you get fed up of your mama. You want to stay over there for 2 months? 2 weeks, and then you want to come back here because it's stressful over there, you know, just to give her a good balanced life, instead of in the car, go, in the car, go, in the car, go, because that was my niece's whole entire life, and it still is, and it even is for my younger niece. But no, I'm the one that gets punished, you know, or whatever, for as far as my kid being taken from me. And it's like, oh, you can only have visitations on the weekend for 2 hours, and it has to be at your place of work, because your mom's trying to fish all those people in too and let them know that she thinks you're a piece of shit, you know. And it's just all this manipulative shit. And the thing is like, you know, my mom's sitting there playing it off on, no, I'm a good person, and the reason I'm doing it at her work is because her work is right across the street, and she doesn't have a car, and she can't get nowhere. Well, guess what? There's another business that's right across the fucking driveway, okay, that you could have took her to. And you refuse to do that because you're being an asshole. And I don't even understand like how all of this has even went down. It's like I'm surprised. It's like I'm surprised I'm not mentally insane is the best way to word it. I'm surprised I still have like a reasoning in my brain and like functions and moral values and all that. But I guess that's the thing with being an INFP or whatever. That's the one damn thing that everybody wants to break inside of everybody. And apparently you can't do that to an INFP, so don't even fuck with me, because y'all done drained me of everything else. I don't even know why the hell I'm holding on anymore. I'll be honest. My whole life has drained me of everything. I just wrote a post on an amino app or whatever or an amino that, you know, it's for people that are going through like, you know, depression and shit and everything. And I just wrote on there, I was like, I get up, but I don't even know why. I feel so drained. And I was like, I would label it as my last strand of hope. I was like, but I don't have any hope anymore. I'm literally only functioning because of my moral values. That's it. I don't know why the world wants to attack people and make them to where they don't care, to where they don't love, to where they don't have any compassion. I don't understand it, and I never will. I'll die never understanding it because I refuse to even try to. And that's the reason I'm ashamed to be a human being. I get made fun of. I get treated like shit because, oh, so-and-so's life is horrible over here. And your life's horrible over there. And, you see the grass greener on the other side, supposedly. So supposedly I look at other people's lives and I'm like, hey, their life is really good. And they look at my life and they're like, hey, her life is really good. But the thing is like they put on blinders before they look at my life. They put on blinders of maybe I'm lying and maybe I'm not telling the truth about the things that I've went through. Because they're taught to. Because nobody's life can be as bad as mine's been, supposedly. I mean, yeah, people that have been like in war and stuff like that, like, yeah, their lives can be that bad. But see, mine's just an emotional war. Mine's just psychological and stuff like that. And supposedly, it's not supposed to be able to be that bad. And so I must be making it up. God, I wish I was. I wish to God I was. I'm so tired. I wish so bad. I wish all the screaming and the fighting and the beatings and the mind games that I grew up around, I wish they didn't exist. I wish they didn't happen. I wish I didn't hear the things out of my parents' mouths and my grandparent, especially my mama. I wish I didn't hear them. I wish they didn't exist. But they do, and they did, and they have. That's just like my husband, and even my kid's dad. I wish to God that they never would have said a mean word to me. I wish to God that my kid's dad wouldn't have named his newest baby after the baby that I miscarried because of him. I wish to God my husband wouldn't have went and got a tattoo with another woman that I had came to him with the plan with, or about, which was Beauty and the Beast, and then long and behold, oh, there's a remake of it. And then I have to watch everybody having a fucking cow over Beauty and the Beast. My husband told me that he loved me, and I wasn't worth anything to him. I wasn't worth an engagement ring. I wasn't worth a wedding. I wasn't worth a birthday present. I wasn't worth even a happy birthday. I wasn't worth a wedding band until we'd done been together over a year. I wasn't worth any more than a $30 wedding band. I wasn't worth any type of jewelry for any type of special holiday occasion. I wasn't worth anything other than maybe getting a glass of tea poured by him whenever it's obvious that that's what I drank the majority of the time. I wasn't worth having sex when I wanted to. I wasn't worth not having a kid when I didn't want to. I wasn't worth not having sex when I didn't want to. I was not worth teaching how to drive. I was not worth a car. I was not worth the savings for a car. His Xbox was worth that. I was not worth a puppy. I wanted a puppy when me and my husband were together. And his response was he wanted a puppy. But he's an over-the-road truck driver. And then he responds that he'll take it with him sometimes, but not all the time. So you're going to have a puppy and you're not even going to be responsible for it all the time. But I'm going to have a puppy if we get two, and I'm going to be responsible for mine all the time. It's going to be with me every day until the day it dies. Your puppy, you're going to drop it off on me whenever you feel like it. Same if we would have had kids. I wasn't worth the truth. Told me he was going to leave over-the-road truck driving before we ever got married. Told me he was going to be a local truck driver. Then whenever we split up, he told me flat out that there was no way in hell that he was ever going to come off the road. That he loved it too much. If I listen to other people's opinions of me, I'm not worth anything. And then it's like, oh, well, just don't listen to other people's opinions. But if your own parents have always told you that you're a piece of shit, and then they're always going to follow you around for the rest of your life, if they can find a way. That's just like my grandmother. She wants to know the names of my coworkers. Why? She's always wanted to know the names of my coworkers. Why? She's always wanted to meet one or two of my coworkers. Why? And my parents, I've lived in this town my whole life. My parents done know so many people. So many people, it's ridiculous. Oh, holy shit. I'm supposed to be at work. A few minutes. I gotta end this. I hope you're doing well. Shit, I'm gonna be late probably. Maybe not. I hope you're doing well. Keep putting your best foot forward, and I'll catch you later.